Hi everyone, so it's Canada Day here. I normally go out, I usually go down to the waterfront or somewhere, but because it's such an awful year and because it's been such a nasty economic environment, I'm staying at home. The officers are also saying that there's a lot of pickpockets around, and it just it doesn't make you feel like going out and celebrating. So I'm staying at home. I had a nice cup of coffee and a piece of chocolate cake, and I'm following the Wimbledon tennis with Tennis Talk. So I'm just being at home today and making the most of it. I'm celebrating 22 years of being a general laborer in Canada with a Master's of Arts, training as a spiritual director, training as an executive assistant, and an HR professional. I hold a CHRP and a CHRL in Canada. But unfortunately, in this country, you don't get hired in your field, you don't get promoted, and you don't get paid what you're worth. So you have to take whatever jobs are available, and you have to be willing to accept that, because in this country, nobody does you any favors. Nobody opens doors for you. And if you're somebody like me, you'll help the next generation to come back up so that hopefully somebody will reach back and give you that opportunity. But for me, it's been a disappointment because I've worked very hard and I haven't earned a living wage. I've always been hired on janitorial work positions, cleaning jobs, taking out the trash, small-term contracts. I lost my apartment that I bought on my own. Normally, people have their parents that provide them with a down payment or family or something to help them to get on that property ladder. I had to do it on my own because my dad passed away in 1977. I had to sponsor my mother. I had to meet with the MPs on my own. I've done a lot for this community and for Canada. And my hope is that before I die, I actually get into a good paying job. And if it means going back to South Africa or going somewhere else, I'm fully prepared to do that. Whatever I have, since I sold my place, and that's about 5 years ago now, I have, because the family have helped me, relatives have helped me, people who are retired have sent me money. And it's an awful way to live. It really is. Especially if you're like me and you're a feminist and you worked hard and you want to come up. And I've also left the One campaign completely now because of the messages that Bono is putting out about Israel be released and, condemning their political leader, because I don't believe it's the right message to send. And also, they're making like Africa is perfect. They're making like, oh, Africa's got the best, it's a growing population. People are investing in Africa. And it's not the case. It really isn't, because Africa still has Boko Haram. It still has a lot of poverty. It still has a lot of corruption. And when I joined the One campaign, that's why I joined, because my voice was used to speak out about the poverty, to speak out about the corruption, to speak about how we wanted things to change. And the One campaign also had corruption in South Africa. Donald Trump, as far as I know, is going after Bono. So, I really don't know how it's all going to end, but I just decided to step down, especially after the Ayatollah Khomeini, I hear, has issued a fatwa against the Israeli leader and against Donald Trump, President Trump. I'm not willing to be part of that, because if you say an organization is non-partisan and you can't stand up against things like that, to me it's not worth it. And also, I wanted to go to the G7. When I got my rent and everything paid, I reached out, and Elise, the director of One in Canada, said it's going to cost them too much time and money. So for me, I'm getting the same experience over and over in Canada. I put in the work, I put in years and years of work, and when I need an exception made, when I need somebody to back me up and support me or lend me money or be there for me, they're not there for me. So, I've saved Marco Mendicino's life. He also got into so much trouble. Justin Trudeau got into so much trouble. I mean, people need to start thinking things through, because it's not fair that my life is suffering because other people don't think things through. I mean, how can you want to transfer somebody who murdered people off a high security prison? And then say, oh, sorry, my staff didn't tell me. Well, it stops with you, Marco. And I'm glad you took responsibility, but again, it's too late. People like me are getting hurt, And I did a lot for Michael Levitt as well, for the Jewish community. And I'm not happy. I'm in the 99% of this country that's not happy, that is supporting Donald Trump, saying that, you know what, Canada needs to change and needs to buck up. It's not nice what people do to us. And even Bono's team going around telling everybody on the calls that, oh, Bono loves her. I'm completely embarrassed. Completely. I did a very professional job for Bono. And if Bono wanted to tell me he loves me, why didn't he do it himself? Federer told me he loves me. He did it himself. Rafa did it himself. Novak did it himself. Andy Murray did it himself. I'm completely insulted with the way Bono treated me. Completely. I stepped off that one campaign, and just like the MPs that left Justin Trudeau, I left. I left the Liberal Party even before them. And I left Bono. Because you know what? They screwed everything up. They screwed everything up. And Prime Minister Mark Carney can't blame Donald Trump. All these tariffs and this and that. Clean up the issues, please, so that people like me can take care of our elders instead of asking them for money. My aunt had to work in a Montessori school. She had to go there every Sunday to set up for her class because they don't have proper facilities. Then she had to go and work at Marshall's. I mean, their feet get varicose veins and everything. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being your janitor and being the one to take out your garbage and clean up your issues because you don't think things through and because you can't fix my ID so I can work. I'm sick of it. I left one regime to come to another regime and communist infiltration in this country. And that Ayatollah, he better retract his statement. That statement is a call to war. It's a call to war against anyone that doesn't believe in them. It's not just against the political leaders. It's against us as well. And I'm standing up to it and I'm saying no. You want a call to war? The Christians will rise up against you. You better be careful. And God is already punishing their countries. It's not going to get better for them, so they better stop. That's my Canada Day message. I also want a living wage. I want to own my own property. I want to travel, and I deserve better than to keep on being put into minimal wage. I deserve better from this country. That's my message to you, Mark Carney. That's my message to Bono. Wake up and think about what you say before you say Israel be released. Since when? Since when? You got all the money in the world, but you got no sense, Bono. That's my message to you.